situation. All right. Also, this morning we got some specialty restaurants that are showing sold out that aren't sold out. Now, I'm not sure how you're supposed to figure this one out. They haven't explained that part yet. And finally, this morning, we got to talk about a little fire on the MSC Orchestra. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock today. Today, folks, is National Cheese Day. Well, I like cheese in just about any form or fashion. This day in history, in 1974, I remember 1974. However, I wasn't there for this. Beer was sold for 10 cents during beer night at the Major League Baseball Cleveland Indians game. You're not supposed to call them Indians anymore, but in 74, that's what they were. Causing fans to stumble onto the field, and the Indians had to forfeit the game because you got a bunch of drunk damn fans. Give me another 10-cent beer. I don't know. And they actually had to forfeit the game. I thought that was great. All right, if you're a podcast, blah, 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 come on, tongue. If you're a podcast person, you can actually access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net or wherever you get your podcast from. The podcast has got, the blog has got a lot of stuff on it now. Not only do we do some accessible stuff, like I just finished from my friend John Morris, a 2-part wheelchair accessible guide to Dallas, Texas. We're also posting stuff from the World Cruise from Nate. We'll try to keep that going through the whole 60 days. And there's just seemingly more and more posts covering everything on accessadventure.net. So check that out on a regular basis. All right. We don't have Nate in the house yet, I don't think. Let me see. Make double sure that we don't. Yeah, no, Nate's not here. So we have a couple things that we can talk about. One thing, Nate got upset. I think that's maybe one of those fancy ass coffees. It was $9 Australian dollars. And he said it was a little small for $9, he thought. Then he went to a cooking class. Of course, Princess is known for stuff like this. But this was the cooking class.
Bonaparte?
No?
No, later. You have to make sure that the garlic is nice cooked, because if you don't cook the garlic properly, it becomes bitter. Okay. And I don't put the garlic first because I want to serve the shrimp first and then the garlic nice tender. Then you have the chili plate. Michelle, please stop that one, okay? So now you have the shrimp. Nice. Then you will put the cherry tomato.
I thought it was fake.
And of course, the cooking class goes on for, I don't know, an hour or something. Those are always fun to do. One of the things I enjoy a lot about Princess Cruises is some of the highlight things that they do like that. Now let's see. This was that was Nate after he finally got everything set up in his cabin. Of course, Nate is not normally known for interiors like I am. I book interiors all the time because it's a price thing for me. For me booking an interior, I can do 2 or 3 cruises for the same price. A lot of you pay on balconies, and I don't have to have the balcony. If I have it, that's great, but I'd rather save the money and take more cruises. So he went across the Tasmanian Sea to get from Auckland and around New Zealand to Sydney, Australia. And it started off with just absolutely beautiful water and beautiful seas. And it got rough and loud and cranky. There was like 55-mile-an-hour winds and a 8-degree list to the ship. So it got a little bumpy. Nate had said as much as he's cruised, that was one of the roughest little passages that he's been through. So, all right, guys, I'll be back with today's news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, we're going to start off over in Europe. A powerful eruption at Mount Etna on Monday sent tourists scrambling for safety as a massive plume of superheated gas, ash, and rock shot several kilometers into the sky, according to Italian authorities. Videos shared on social media show crowds of people rushing down the slopes to escape the blast. A tour company owner told CNN that they had 40 visitors on the volcano at the time of the eruption. Approximately a dozen tour operators operate on Mount Etna at any given time, according to the Sicilian Civil Protection Agency, which is currently reaching out to each one to ensure all individuals are safe and accounted for. Located on the Italian island of Sicily, the volcano attracts around 1.5 million visitors annually, many of whom hike close to the summit. While Mount Etna is among the most active volcanoes in the world, the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology Observatory noted that it hasn't experienced an eruption of this scale since 2014. Royal Caribbean is in the process of expanding the casino on Wonder of the Seas, one of their Oasis-class cruise ships. The expansion work started on June 1st, and the casino will be expanded into the existing Crown Lounge on Deck 4. In addition, Social 100 will be closed until June 29th. The Crown Lounge will be closed between June 22nd to 28th, and then reopen on Deck 16 on June 29th. The non-smoking casino on Wonder of the Seas, the Golden Room, will be closed from June 22nd until July 13th. This is part of the expanded non-smoking casino space on Deck 4 of the cruise ship. During the construction process, all conference centers will be unavailable for guests to use. World Cruise 2025 on the Crown Princess. This is a segment that I would love to take, and yes, folks, there's still openings for this year. Sails August the 20th from New York to Sydney, 36 days at sea. The segment starts in New York City with stops in Miami, Cartagena, Colombia, full transit of the Panama Canal, a couple stops in Peru, and multiple islands in the Pacific. Fares start at $41.69 per person based on double occupancy. Sorry, folks, there's no good solo deals yet, but we'll monitor that situation. If you might be interested, give me a call, 434-258-9264 for the August 20th segment of the 2025 World Cruise. The Regal Princess had an engine block replacement during its recent stay at Damen Ship Repair in Rotterdam. According to an update shared by the facility, The project was part of a repair operation that took place in late April. The Regal Princess is a Royal Class cruise ship that has 4 diesel generators. The main reason it came into our dry dock is that it had an engine failure and needed to have it replaced, said Alexander Stijart, project manager at Damon Ship Repair, Rotterdam. Like I say, excuse me, they cut a humongous hole in the side of the ship. I mean, you could literally have driven a car through the hole in the side of the ship to get that engine in and out. I was amazed at that. Yet another cruise ship has been brutalized by high winds, causing mooring lines to snap and a dangerous gangway collapse. The incident occurred aboard Holland America's Westerdam on Friday while the ship was visiting Ketchikan as part of a 7-night Alaska Explorer itinerary. Guests on board the ship shared their experiences and photos of the startling event, which includes the gangway perilously hanging from the side of the vessel after it had disconnected from the pier. So severe was the ship's movements that the gangway looks like to be a completely vertical ladder rather than a ramp from ship to shore. At the time the gangway collapsed, wind gusts of more than 30 miles an hour were officially recorded. Ketchikan Daily News reports momentary gusts may have been as high as 60 knots. That's about 70 miles per hour. If you're already looking ahead to your 2026 Carnival cruise and trying to book specialty restaurants like Fahrenheit 555, Bonsai Teppanyaki, or the Dr. Seuss at Sea breakfast, you might be seeing sold out everywhere. But Carnival just confirmed it's not actually sold out. John Hield, Carnival Line's brand ambassador, recently cleared things up. It isn't sold out, John explained. We have not opened them yet. All right, Carnival, that needs to get fixed. Let's say you got a person that wants to book a restaurant for a cruise in 2026. They get a sold out message. They say, oh, well, I don't get it. And they go on about their business and go on the cruise and find out that that restaurant is, in fact, available. Every seasoned cruiser knows the familiar warning from safety briefings: fire is the most serious threat at sea. Passengers aboard MSC Cruises' MSC Orchestra faced that very scenario firsthand on Monday and into Tuesday. The incident began with a brief electrical fire reportedly sparked in an engine room control panel and was followed by an extended power outage. Emergency response teams, including the onboard fire suppression crews, quickly sprang into action to secure the ship and protect everyone on board. While no critical safety systems were compromised and the vessel remained structurally safe, the situation was clearly tense and unsettling. The ship's captain kept guests informed with regular updates, helping to manage concerns during the prolonged disruption.
We have the equipment you need to stay mobile. Whether you need a wheelchair, scooter, power chair, rollator, oxygen, or other pieces of mobility equipment, Scootaround, powered by Will, can help. Once you've booked your rental, we can deliver it to wherever you need. For your mobility needs, contact me or call Scootaround at 888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rates.
All right, and that puts an end to the news portion of today's show. I have to go worry about editing now to try to cut out that mess of starting and not being on the air. My fault. All right, let's go see who's in the chat room. If anybody survived through that situation. Okay. Lala by Asthma Collection. Not familiar with them, says Assalam. And back to you as well. Assalamu alaikum. And they say hello. Amy's with us, says happy Wednesday. Good evening, dear brother. Okay, so you'll know, Lala, this is a travel and cruise industry podcast. We talk about cruises, cruise ships, excursions, cities, all the time. You're always welcome to join us. The folks that are on X can't, the rest of the people in the chat room can't see what they're saying. I can see it, but they can't. So there's Bob is with us. Says happy hump day. Thank you, Bob. And that was Lala. Oh, and Amy says, I'm frozen. Hot Air Tom says, you are on. Amy says, you're back. Looking and sounding good. Thank you, Amy. I do appreciate that. I just hate the thought that I got to go fix it. Glad I called Chillie. He was not aware we couldn't see anything. I was not. It wasn't showing. I didn't have any blinky lights anywhere. I'm not sure why that I didn't get notified that was happening. Another gangway story. We docked for the day in Port Canaveral and we're eating lunch at Sheehan's and had a view of the dock as we arrived a couple years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's happened, a bunch of times over the years that I've been doing this show. It just seems unusual that we have 3 incidences in 4 days that are almost identical. So it was so windy that an unused gangplank on the pier got blown down the pier and rammed a pickup truck. Wow. Pickup truck parked at the end of the pier. It would have entered the water had the truck not stopped it. Yeah, that can happen. There's Sunny down Mississippi. I did some physical work in the room here. Most of y'all know that Jason and Katie will be here tomorrow. So I wanted to do several things and shuffling around. I had to put some files away. I had to get some stuff in drawers, trying to clean it up a little bit. And I opened a drawer and there were a couple lovely hats, which I will be using next winter. That came from Sunny. Just saying. All right. Steve's with us out in Kentucky. Hey, Steve. Roger's with us in Jacksonville. Good morning, Roger. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. All right, good to have everybody. Again, my apologies for the screw up on the first few minutes of the show. I will try to, before I put the podcast up, I'll try to get all that cut out of it. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing I did, folks, in moving stuff around, in my chair over there, I like to sit and work in the chair as opposed to getting over here and in the studio. Okay. It's more comfortable on my back and my hips. The one problem is that if I want to tape anything while I'm doing it, like let's say I'm working on a video or a short or a story for this show, over there, if I tape something, it hears the oxygen in the background. And so you got that click, click, click that you can hear in the background of the video. So I moved the oxygen concentrator, which is no easy task because that sucker's heavy, over next to the chair. Well, I haven't done that before. I'll never know. But now if I'm in the chair and want to tape, I can reach over and turn the concentrator off so I don't have the sound in the background. Duh. But anyway, I got that done. I got quite a bit done. There's Joanne says, tardy to the party. Yeah, well, it was a normal day of Chillie screwing things up, Joanne. I got to go try to fix it now. All right, that is going to wrap me up for today, everybody. As always, I appreciate you being here. Please pound that thumbs up button. That will help me out tremendously. Also, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're starting to pick up a few people again. Not a lot, but a few here and there, which is always good. But anyway, take this as my invitation to join us. We do this at least 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then depending on the traffic, on what happens in the travel and cruise world, we could do shows on any other day, do multiple shows when I'm traveling. Who knows? And I keep working on ways of expanding what I'm doing. So hopefully Nate will be back with me sometime today, even if I tape an interview with him and play it back now, since it's in Sydney. He's got some pictures or anything from Sydney. So well, there's a good possibility I could do another show before my show on Friday. So we'll play that by ear. All right, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. And if any of you are considering that world cruise, call me. I'd be happy to take care of it for you.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.